holding on. You like potato when I like potato. You like tomato when I like tomato. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. Dalton College.
Auntie Doris a kiss.
Oh, no! Boys are watching.
Henry, you don't want your Auntie Doris to lie awake tonight thinking you don't love her, do you?
No, Auntie Doris.
Hello, I'm Paul Hargreaves.
I'm Henry Pratt.
Who are you fagging for, Pratt?
Daisy and Pilkington Brick.
Tosser Pilkington Brick? He's only the captain of rugger and cricket, and probably one of the best sportsmen Dalton's had in years.
Oh?
My father used to be here, so he tends to be in the know.
Is your, father a schoolmaster then?
Good Lord, no. He's a brain surgeon.
Oh. Mine's a test pilot.
Jolly good.
Tom. Yes?
I'm your fag. I'm Pratt.
Bad luck.
You've got lipstick on your cheek.
You smell like a Turkish brothel.
And Tosser would know. He's been to hundreds. Do we have a sex maniac for our fag, Tosser?
This could be an interesting year, Lamp.
Oh, spotted dick.
Every Thursday. Neville Chamberlain couldn't wait for Thursdays.
Excuse me, that wouldn't be the Neville Chamberlain.
No, your predecessor, Mr. Priest. He sold paint.
You know, I remember lots of things from previous incarnations. Snow, melons, Dudley High Street. But I'd stake all my past lives that in none of them did I ever have spotted dick.
Could you pass a water jug, Len? Unless it happens to be your great-grandfather, of course.
Mr. Priest, Mr. Arrowsmith, you know I don't like beliefs at table. Even less do I like them being mocked, however cranky.
However cranky?
I'm sorry. That was unchristian of me. I'm overwrought.
Henry?
Mr. O'Reilly, that was very sensitive of you. You're showing hidden depths. I'm very pleasantly surprised.
Would you care to share your worries with us?
Mr. O'Reilly, Henry is suffering humiliations I wouldn't reveal to my best friend, let alone paying guests.
On Thursday, all us new bugs had to go to the shower room and drop our shonkers. What are shonkers?
I don't know. I didn't have a public school education.
Shonkers are trousers in shantrant. What's shantrant?
I don't know. Why don't you read on and find out?
Shantrant means school slang.
You see?
Smugness is not an attractive quality in a man, Teddy.
Right. The following boys will be circumcised tomorrow. Grimes, Maffey, King, Scott Morgan, Steer, Pratt, Hargreaves, Naughty, Shane Emerson, Roach. You'll all report to Lower Boggle at 7:30. Bring your own elastoplast.
My friend Paul asked Mr. Satchel if it was a hoax. And he said it wasn't. And he's a master.
Well, of course. The ritual of the 13 circumcisions of Orange House goes back more than 100 years. It's tradition.
expedition. Now do you begin to understand what I'm forking out for?
As you can imagine, we'd none of us had much crud.
What on earth is crud?
If you didn't interrupt, you might find out. Crud is shantrant for sleep. All the chaps jeered us as we came back. It was jolly amusing. Oh, Teddy, what have we let him in for?
He's learning the English sense of humour. Something I never had the chance to learn. Think of the stead it'll stand him in.
Hilda! What are you doing here?
Sorry to intrude into your bedroom, but it's family business.
Well, you're lucky you found us. We're just back from France.
It's Henry.
Why, he seems to be settling down very well at Dalton.
Oh, does he? Well, he's wrote home to me.
Oh, has he? Well, he writes home to us every week. Only a page, but he never misses.
This is 4 pages, with no gaps, both sides.
We've never encouraged him to ignore his blood relations, Hilda.
Did he tell thee about that thing they pretended to do to his little... It's disgusting.
Circumcision? Yes, he did.
I don't know how I can bring myself to mention such a word, Doris.
Oh, he took it in good part, Hilda.
He says he did, but I won't read between lines. It's a cry for help. Last night, some of the blokes made me an apple pie bed. It was quite an hoot, really. I didn't mind nearly as much as the dead thrush. Natras called the blokes who did that savages. Natras is all right compared with some of them. It's a cry for help.
Where's that last one he wrote? You know, the more cheery one. Read her what he says in that.
I'm not her, Teddy. I have a name.
Well, I think I threw it out. I did reply to it, though.
Threw it out? Threw it out? I keep mine on my bedside table, tied with a rubber band.
Ah, well, I don't expect you get as many letters as we do.
He don't refer to a stunted social life.
Doris. Look, Henry says he's going out for lunch with his friend Paul to meet his family from Hampstead.
Where would you meet people from Hampstead if you still lived here?
Hampstead. Giving folk ideas. Putting on airs.
You have to move with the times, Hilda.
Why?
Pardon?
Howard, Doris. Was a time when they would have said, the what? Not pardon. He's not happy.
Yeah, well, nobody said it was easy. We all have our problems pulling ourselves up in life, Hilda.
It's a wicked shame. Thou can dress thyself up to the nines if thou wants. Thou can titivate thy house with a fancy this and fancy that. But our Henry's not a settee. You can't dress up his little heart and soul with accessories, dormitories and such like. Lad needs to sleep in a proper bed, in a proper house, in a proper town. He should come back to Thurmarsh Grammar.
I want him to have all the advantages, Hilda.
So they should. It was thou sacking his father that were the death of him.
Hilda! How dare you draw attention to my husband's guilt feelings?
Doris!
This is my wife, Celia, my daughter, Diana, and her friend, Belinda Boyce Uppingham. Shall we find some chairs?
Oh, my God. She met my dad in Routhbridge.
Don't I know you?
All right, Henry.
What did you say your other name was? Pratt. I knew you. You were an evacuee at Routhbridge.
I wasn't an evacuee. I was staying with relations.
Of course he was. His father was fighting in the war.
You used to get all tongue-tied and stare at me.
You call me an oik?
Surely not. I mean...
You were both very young then. I think we should forget all about it now, don't you?
I think it was pretty rotten of you to remind Blynn that she called you an oik. I think that was pretty oiky.
Diana!
I don't agree. I mean, you might be forgiven for calling someone an oik if they were an oik, but not if they called you an oik and your father's a famous test pilot.
I'd like to meet your father, Henry. I hear he's fearsomely distinguished.
What is all this about your father?
He's a famous test pilot. He tests all the new prototypes.
Well, who was that funny little man with the bandage?
He wasn't a funny little man. It was me father. He made penknives and now he's dead. Sorry. My cold's come out.
I wish you hadn't. Paul? No, honestly, he made me feel such an ass.
Yes, well...
Everyone at Brasenose called me Oiky. I hated being called Oiky.
Lynn's embarrassed now. Isn't embarrassment embarrassing? I think this is the most embarrassing meal I've ever been to.
Oh, dear. Bad luck.
Do try to forget the drinking chocolate next time. Tosser looks so disgusting spooning it straight from the tin into his great mouth. Has he made advances to you yet?
Tosser? He plays rugby?
God, you're naive.
I've got to go now, Lampo. I'm meeting my people.
The test pilot? Aha!
Henry! No, not actually my people. My dad's flying this weekend. Lampo, meet my Uncle Teddy and my Auntie Doris. This is Lampo Davy, who I fag for.
Oh, I've heard about you.
Doris.
Teddy, credit me some sense. I wasn't going to mention homosexuality.
This is my friend Paul, my aunt and uncle.
Perhaps that's him now. Your father?
Happened. I mean, maybe.
Your father?
Flying that plane?
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, if you'll excuse me. It was nice to meet you.
Don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
So your father's a brain surgeon?
Yes.
Teddy's in import-export.
Ah. What does that involve exactly?
Oh, I suppose it means he brings things in and sends them out again.
So your father's a pilot, is he? Well done. I said you'd be moving up in the world when he came to public school. It's happening even faster than I'd expected.
This is dead prose, Sutcliffe.
But, sir...
Don't argue, Sutcliffe. Got to learn to take criticism.
But, sir...
There are no buts about it, Sutcliffe. Now, Pratt here.
But, sir...
Pratt! I'm about to praise you, you imbecile. You paint a picture of a world. An alien world. A world of back-to-back terraces in industrial Yorkshire. A world of cobbled streets, grimy canals, outside lavatories. And you make it live. Well done, Pratt.
But, sir, I'm Pratt.
The last time, Sutcliffe, shut. You're Pratt. Why didn't you say so?
Tried, sir.
Anyway, Pratt, it's a fine piece of work. And as for you, Sutcliffe, sitting there accepting praise for something you didn't do, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Now, I want you all to read Pratt's essay. It's imaginative.
But, sir, it wasn't imagination. I lived in them back-to-back terraces.
Are you sure? I understood your father was a brain surgeon.
No, sir. My father's a brain surgeon. Pratt's father's a test pilot, isn't he, Pratt?
Oh. Thank you, Pratt.
No, he isn't. I made that up, sir. My father made penknives. He had a glass eye. And he died, sitting on the outside lats.
Thank you for your letter.
You still don't loop your P's right. I'm sorry your headmaster has a speech defect. I hope nobody laughs at him.
Yesterday I played for Orange 4 v Hanover 4. Hanover made 26. I didn't bowl. We made 17. I made 0. Shant lost to Bruton by 8 runs on Saturday. A bloke called Porringer made 43 for them. I wonder if he's related to Geoffrey Porringer.
We were very interested in your cricket scores. Yes, the Porringer brat is the son of Geoffrey's brother, who agrees with your uncle that boys should be sent well away from their homes to learn the self-reliance needed for what Teddy calls this harsh old world.
Catch it, Henry!
You ass!
It's quite hot here. I am well. How are you? We did the Tudors yesterday. I told Toady K, that's our name for the history master, that some of the kings were no better than bullies. The headmaster, Mr. Litchfield, takes us for art. He can't say his S's properly, and he uses lots of them. Lampo Davy says he's drawn to them like moths to the flame. Lampo Davy's clever. Everything is fine here, except that Mr. Arrowsmith died suddenly. Heart. I've never had a death in the house before, and it made me feel funny. Mrs. Wedderburn very kindly came to the funeral so there'd be somebody. So did Mr. O'Reilly and Mr. Priest. And they sent an under manager from the depot, so it wasn't too bad. I hope your luck at cricket will change. A replacement for Mr. Arrowsmith started today. He's a Mr. Carpenter. He's a journalist.
In cricket, my scores have been 0-0, retired hurt, 0-0-0, not out, 0 and 0. But I'm pleased my form's consistent.
We think it's a good idea for you to stay with your friends. Stay longer than a week if you want to. Actually, it fits in very well with our plans, as your uncle has some kind of dreary conference thing to go to, and it means we won't have to rush back. Super!
I enclose some more gentleman's relish, with lots of love for our lovely boy from Uncle Teddy and Auntie Doris. P.S. Wipe off that lipstick.
They've been burgled. All the burglar took was a wireless, a ball of string and 2 pounds of tomatoes.
Sounds like a nutter.
I had a wank this morning. Have you started?
Yeah, it's terrific.
Liar.
You like Indian tea, do you, Henry?
Very much, thank you, Mrs. Hargreaves.
Are you a post-lactarian?
No, I'm Church of England.
Ass, post-lactarian means you like your milk in last.
I like my milk in first.
So do I.
No, you don't. Have you been to Hampstead before, Henry?
Yes, Dr. Hargreaves.
Liar.
It's full of the most fascinating types of people. Across the road, there's this potty professor of history who's practically gaga and can't remember anything that happened after 1562. We've got quite a famous artist living next door, but he's painted himself out.
How could I ever have fancied this sack of potatoes? How could I ever have likened this magnificent creature to a sack of potatoes?
I hear there's a very good post-impressionist exhibition on at the Tate.
Does post-impressionism mean you like the sugaring last? It was a joke like post-lactarian.
Henry's a budding comedian.
This stew's nice.
It's Berth Bourguignon, ass.
French stew. Paul tells us you're quite good at French now, Henry.
Jolly good. It's a very civilized language.
Alors maintenant, il faut que tu me parles en français plus souvent, d'accord?
Oh, yes, right.
It's all right, Henry, I'm not a snob.
What's happening? Oh, my God. My people were burgled the other week. Do you know what the thief took? A wireless, a ball of string, and 2 pounds of tomatoes.
That's incredible. We had a burglar too. That's exactly what he took.
It's obviously the same one.
Could be 2 different ones.
Well, yes. This rash of wireless, string and tomato burglars is sweeping the country.
You must phone the police, James. This could be a vital link.
Ass. Cretinous ass.
Ah, Henry! What perfect autumn sunshine. Shall we lounge upon the sward?
No thanks, Lamport.
I like autumn. I like its despair. I hate the English summer. The banality of all that bright green. Compare it with Tuscany, Pratt. Compare it with Umbria.
My auntie had a mangle.
What?
I wouldn't say she was ugly, but I was talking to the mangle for 5 minutes before I realised it wasn't her.
What?
I like jokes.
Ah.
I think I understand what it is I lack in sport now, Lamport. Speed, accuracy, control, strength, skill and talent.
You're beginning to develop a personality, young Pratt. Do you know I didn't think you were remotely pretty at first? But now I rather like my little faggy chops.
Don't do that, please, Lamport.
I've shocked you. The working classes have always hated homosexuality. Right, enough of confuse a fag for one day.
I don't like rugger much. I went out with Paul and his people again last week, but Diana couldn't come. They also invited Cragwell. Cragwell isn't very nice. He smells a bit. But you have to be kind because his people live in sin. Singapore. And Singapore's a long way from Somerset, so he doesn't get visits. The boys I fag for are both... I can't read it.
Oh, come on, Hilda. We're men of the world.
You may be. But I am not a man of the world. And nor is Mr. O'Reilly. La 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 la.
Hilda? What is it? Is it Henry again?
Hi, Henry again. Sorry to intrude into your boudoir, but it's serious. It's a cry for help.
Well, you're lucky to have found us. We're just off to France. I heard that sniff, Hilda. It's not my fault that Teddy's business interests involve us taking a brief sojourn into a Mediterranean holiday resort. It's hard work avoiding the sun, which dries my skin.
You have my deepest sympathy. You must long for Skegness.
Henry, Hilda, and heavy sarcasm.
Nah, but his letters seem altogether more cheery.
I want read between lines. The bottom of page 2. Spending good money. Well, money. Teaching folk to be unnatural. Where's the sense in it? It's not natural.
So we met some homosexuals. We knew that.
I don't know how I can get the teeth round the word. And thee a Yorkshireman.
And they both find him attractive. Flattering.
It's amazing. Flattering? Amazing? I'll give thee flattering. I'll give thee amazing. And thou thinks that's a suitable environment for a growing lad of a sensitive nature? Hey, look at you, Doris. Flaunting yourself like a tart.
Hilda!
Hilda, I can get out by the same door I came in by. The interfering dried up old cow!
Doris!
Well, well. Where's that talking to vicar voice now?
Hilda! You're as jealous as sin!
Teddy!
That he is! She's only jealous of you because you've landed the man of your dreams.
Teddy, please, Tat! The only man she ever felt anything for has spent the last 25 years in a monastery!
Doris!
Teddy. You can save your breath to cool your porridge. From what I've seen of men since then, I'm glad he did.
Never even made you a cup of tea.
That was almost edible. Let's hope for our little slum kid yet.
It wasn't a slum. It was substandard housing.
Don't be so touchy, Henry. I much prefer your real father to that dreary old test pilot. He really was a bore. I bet he had a handlebar moustache.
You'll probably have more fun than any of us this Christmas. How do you intend amusing yourself?
Apart from abusing yourself?
Ignore her, she's jealous.
Well, I'm going to the Sheffield Empire. There's Leslie Saroni, Donald B. Stewart, more comic than conjurer, and Nat Jackley, the rubber-bone comedian.
Well, there you are. Beats my dreary old diplomatic circus in Madrid.
I'll be green with envy, thinking of Nat Jackley, the rubber-bone comedian, as I attempt the crest run for the first time.
I'll wash up. Are you sure you won't be lonely all alone in the house, Auntie Doris?
No. I love my own company. Now, you run along and you're not to worry about your poor old Auntie Doris. Just have a nice day with Cousin Hilda. And have a nice tea with a businessman. You're not to worry about hurrying back.
It's a shame I'm going the same day that Uncle Teddy had to go to London on business.
Yes, it is a shame how things have turned out, but I'll manage somehow.
Now, we'll need more name tapes. Doris is the type that spends a fortune on shoes and undies, but stints on name tapes. Well, talk of them.
Hello, Auntie Doris. Hello, Mr. Barringer.
Hello, Henry. Hello, Hilda. What a surprise. Having fun? There's no need to sniff, Hilda. It's all perfectly above board. Geoffrey was just getting me to help him choose a handbag for his wife's birthday, because men aren't very good at that sort of thing.
Yes, I was getting Doris to help me buy a handbag for my wife's birthday, because men aren't very good at that sort of thing. Having a nice day, young sir.
Very nice, thank you, Mr. Porringer.
Did you have a nice Christmas, Henry?
Very nice, thank you, Mr. O'Reilly.
We were quiet this year. Just Mr. O'Reilly and me, and Mrs. Wedderburn.
Though Mrs. Wedderburn was in sparkling form.
Mr. Carpenter disappeared without explanation. For a journalist, he has very little talent for communication. Mr. Preece has a girlfriend.
We do things together.
Mr. Preece, don't you think the boy has enough unhealthy influences without you joining in?
I don't think I've ever seen Mrs. Wedderburn in more sparkling form.
Well, we're coming to Easter then. I have to go now. Right. Bye-bye. Oh, hello, Henry. Doris and I are off out tonight. But you'll be all right, won't you? Of course you will, big boy like you.
Where are you going?
Rollston Working Men's Club.
Can't I come too?
Well, it's hardly the Sheffield Empire. I wouldn't go myself if I hadn't helped to organise it.
I've never been to a club.
You're underage, dear.
Excuses, excuses. I'm not as green as I'm cabbage looking. You just don't like having me with you. That's why you always take your holidays in France during term time.
You do like us, don't you, Henry?
I want to. I want to. But you won't let me into your life.
We begin with a magic act, well known throughout the country. Let's hear it for the amazing Illingworth.
I've got a feeling this isn't going to be quite our sort of an evening.
I'm enjoying it very much. Where are we going for Easter?
Oh, never mind that now.
There's heaps of times in Easter.
That's the handbag.
Oh, I've always wanted to know how to do that. He really is very talented, isn't he?
What do you mean, that's the handbag? What handbag?
You mentioned Easter. We were going to spend it with some old friends in Switzerland.
What handbag, Doris?
This handbag, except it isn't.
I've never been to Switzerland.
What do you mean, this handbag, except it isn't?
It's this handbag, but it isn't this bag.
What do you mean it's this handbag, except it isn't this bag?
I would have thought it was quite obvious. It's an identical one. Henry and Cousin Hilda saw me helping to try and choose a handbag for a birthday. And afterwards I thought, well, that's a lovely handbag. I'd like one of those for myself. So I went back. Oh, look, Henry, isn't that interesting?
You can see how he does it. Switzerland. I can't wait.
Oh, yes, well, unfortunately, they haven't invited you. But we won't leave you in the lurch.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you, the amazing Illinois. Now, before I announce the next act, can I ask the bar not to serve the amazing Illinois anymore? And now, Melody. Thank you, Jim. He's not a pigeon fancier for nothing. Our next turn has asked me to apologise for her very bad cold, but she says she won't let her audience down. I've told her we won't be disappointed, but she's very game. So I give you the Tadcaster Thrush.
It's breaking my heart to remember you. You've fallen for somebody new.
I wish I could come to Switzerland with you, though.
So do we. But beggars can't be choosers.
Bet all your friends are invited, Daphne Porringer in her handbag. It's not fair.
What's Daphne Porringer got to do with the handbag?
Oh, didn't we tell you, Teddy? It was for Daphne. I ran into Geoffrey at the store, and he said he was going to buy her a bag. And they're not much good at that sort of thing, so I helped him.
See?
I wonder if Daphne Porringer will like it. When is her birthday?
Well, we'll take him to France this summer, won't we, Teddy, to make up for Switzerland?
When?
November.
I can't go to France in November. I'll be at school.
It's only January now, Doris. Daphne's birthday isn't till November.
But Geoffrey likes to be prepared.
Well, that does surprise me. Because he's not behaving like a Boy Scout.
Well, that's a good idea. You could send him to Scout camp for Easter.
It's breaking my heart to remember.
Thank you, little lady. I'm sure we all agree she'd best go straight home and put her head over a bowl of Friar's balsam. And now for an announcement, which I should have done before, but owing to the condition of the amazing Illingworth, I forgot. We regret to announce the death of one of our members, Bill Oldfield. We send our full regrets to Madge and the family. Funerals on Tuesday. And now for comedy. We present Talwyn Jones, the Celtic Drone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, tables and chairs. I've just come from by there to be by her. So where's the tapestry? The Bayeux tapestry? Do you get it? No, neither do I much.
Shall we go?
Oh, no, please, Uncle Teddy.
Well, you've heard of sex, haven't you?
Some of us have.
Teddy!
It's what the upper classes take their coal home in. You get it? No, I don't much, neither.
I didn't say come in.
You didn't say stay out.
I couldn't. Mime is silent.
What were you doing?
I'm appearing in the end-of-term concert. I'm doing a satirical mime entitled Sir Stafford Cripps in the Underworld, or Austerity in Post-War Britain. Is it hell on earth? Tosser's appearing too. A ballet skit by the Rugger 15. I ask you, Henry, the old anti-art joke yet again.
I'm appearing in the concert too. No. I'm doing a stand-up comedy spot.
But nobody below the 4th year ever does a solo spot. What does your act consist of?
I don't know yet. But I've got my catchphrase. I'm Henry. By gummy, I'm daft. Pratt.
I want to speak to you today on a very serious subject. Sex. And in particular, the sin of homosexuality, because it is a sin. Oh, yes. At every boarding school, there are isolated instances of this sort of sexual misbehavior. But here, in this corner of Somerset, it has become an impossible situation. As I see you sitting there, so solemn, so sad, your faces suffused with shame. Yes, the same shame I myself once felt at my school. I confess my spirits sag. I will not allow this school to become a sink of iniquity. Any boy found guilty of any kind of sexual offense will be sacked. Yes.
I'd got it. I'd got the idea for me act. Suddenly, I felt excited.
I'm leaving this Philistine country, Henry. I intend to live where I will be appreciated. Crete.
I may be going to France twice this year. With Uncle Teddy and Auntie Doris, and then with the Hargreaves, including Paul's sister Diana.
I do wish you could have been my bit of rough little slum boy. Sorry, substandard housing boy.
Sir Stafford Cripps in the underworld. Good luck, Lampo.
I'm not sure if school is ready for satirical mime expressed through political satire. Hey-ho. If you change your mind, do let me know, Henry.
Yes, Lampo. I promised Tosser I'd let him know too.
They're peasants. You should do well.
And now, Dalton boys, members of staff, he's only in his 2nd year, but has tremendous courage. Here is young Henry by gum I'm daft Pratt.
All my nerves left me. I felt the amazing, steadying presence of power.
How do? I'm new headmaster, that knows. My name's Oikey Pratt, M.A. I was born in a slum. me dad, he said to me, Henry, you were clever that way, because it's my name. Henry, he said, I got a pain in my eye. I didn't ask him which one. He only had the one. He couldn't afford two. Henry, he said again, because his memory was still quite good in them days. Henry, get us eye drops and get us dinner at the same time. Well, I opened the oven door, and there was this great big rat. I said, Dad, there's a great big rat in the oven. He said, that's funny. I only ordered a little one. By gum, I am daft. I wouldn't say we were poor, but I never had mums. I had mum. We could only afford the one. By gum, I am daft.
Auntie Doris? What's happened?
Uncle Teddy's got problems. Business problems. He's got problems with his English end. He's going to have to wind it up. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, he's going to have to wind up his English end.
I'm saying he's gone out east to try and preserve his Oriental end. If he can hang on to that, all may not be lost. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, he's going to hang on to his Oriental end.
I'm saying he's going to have to live in Rangoon. And I, being his wife, cohabitating with him, will naturally go and live with him in Rangoon. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, yes. I'm going to have to sleep on the floor.
Well, that's not very satisfactory, is it? Our adopted and much-loved son sleeping on the floor. We couldn't have that. Therefore, you cannot exactly live with us in Rangoon.
Well, of course I can. I go to school here.
We're almost ruined. The receiver will take the money for Cat for Art. I don't mind so much for us. We've had a good innings. Uncle Teddy always says you can't lose money unless you've made money. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, yes. I won't be able to go to France with the Hargreaves.
We can't afford to keep you here anymore. You're going back to Fairmarsh Grammar.
But Auntie Doris...
You liked it there. You didn't want to leave.
Yeah, but things are different now.
Everything's different now.
Where will I live?
Well, we wouldn't send you out of the family. Go and live with Cousin Hilda, of course.
Trust her to arrive so late. Calling her house by a French name. In my bedroom. You'll have to share my bedroom, Henry.
Share your room?
There's no else for it. We'll see how we get on. If it's not satisfactory, I'll give Mr. Carpenter notice. He's a journalist. I know Teddy and Doris were spending money what I don't have, but I were never happy with her being sent to those schools. Come downstairs. I've got something for you. Mrs. Wedderburn's very kindly agreed to lend you her camp bed. It's just a little thing. I thought you might not have out for reading. I said to Mrs. Wedderburn, I don't know where he gets it from, but it's a pleasure to watch him with his little nose buried in all them words. Aren't you going to open it? I hope you haven't read it before. I hope it's still the sort of thing you like. I can't change it. I wrote something in it.
Pickles in the jungle. It's marvellous. You couldn't have given me a better present, Cousin Hilda.
Open it.
Welcome home, Henry.
This is your home now. Where's they going? It's supper in an hour. We always have a little nibble last knockings.
I'll be back.
It's brawn, the light's brawn.
I were born in a slum. I come from a slum.
You betrayed me, Henry.
Good night, Henry.
Good night.
Oh my God. Next door there's a snore and a winker, and in here there's a sniffer and a wanker. What hope is there?
You betrayed me, Henry. Just to get laughs.
Welcome back, old boys. Welcome to Thermarsh Grammar, new boys. You see before you our staff, as fine a body of men as can be found within this building. Thermarsh. It is not a name that resounds throughout the educational world, but is it any the worse for that? I am proud to be headmaster of Thermarsh Grammar. Perhaps I am biased, because I am Thermarsh born and Thermarsh bred.
Oh no, Henry. Don't say Thermarsh bread's very nice when it's fresh again.
I am sure that as we continue rebuilding our nation, there will once again be Thermarshians in the van.
Henry, no. Don't say the bread van again.
Henry, he said. I've got a pain in my eye. I didn't ask him which one. He only had the one. Couldn't afford two. Henry said, I got a pain in my eye. I didn't ask him which one. He only had one. He couldn't afford two. I am sure you will all be sorry to hear that poor old Mr. Budge passed away. On a brighter note, there have been extensive repairs to the boiler room. Henry, he said, I got a pain in my eye. I didn't ask him which one. He only had the one. He couldn't afford two.
Oh, God. Forgive me. God. Speak to me again.